What is proactive one-on-one bonding? Proactive one-on-one bonding means making a conscious and calculated effort to connect with your children by providing positive personal attention. This is also coupled with taking care of their physical needs and the natural bonding that occurs while your child is in your womb. Now let's clarify the meaning of personal attention. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, personal means belonging or relating to a particular person. This could include your child's unique personality, feelings, skills, talents, likes, and dislikes. Attention is defined as the act or power of carefully thinking about, listening to, or watching someone or something. It is seeing the core of who your child is without making assumptions. Now, to illustrate, imagine how disappointing it would be if your spouse, for your anniversary, bought you only flowers year after year. His rationale would be that, well, all women love flowers, and you loved them on your first date, so why not? However, you have evolved, and you also like a romantic dinner at a specific restaurant, and you really wanted a blue cardigan with a purse to match. You're not just a woman, you have a name, you have a unique way that you want to be loved. The same goes with children. Each are beautiful and unique. They each have a special way they want to be loved. Not all children bond with their parents the same way. To better understand the meaning of proactive one-on-one bonding, we should also describe what it is not. Let's begin with family activities, or doing things collectively in a group. That does not qualify as personal attention. As moms get busy, it's tempting to count family activities as personal attention. Having a busy family outing or activity is a great tool for bonding family members with each other, but it does not provide personal attention. Disciplining or correcting a child's behavior does not fit the definition as well, because it is not a conscious and calculated effort for positive personal attention. If this is the only form of personal attention a child receives throughout the day, they will continue the misbehavior in order to get their much-needed personal attention. Natural bonding. That is the bond between mother and child created in the womb and after birth, and also does not qualify as proactive, positive one-on-one bonding. Many parents believe that since there is a natural bond, no other bonding technique is necessary. Many may subconsciously say to themselves, "My child depends on me for everything, and I provide him with what he needs and wants. Therefore, we are bonding." Bonding is often taken for granted with this belief, thinking their children will love and respect them throughout life with no additional effort. For adults, this is somewhat equivalent to a situation where a husband says to himself, "I was affectionate and attentive with my wife before we got married, so she knows I love her. Now that we are married, I will work to provide for her needs and wants. She doesn't need personal attention on an ongoing basis. And anyways, she already knows that I love her. Besides, I don't have time for that." Now, ladies, how well will that relationship go? Are there long-term effects for lack of one-on-one bonding with your children? Sometimes we as busy moms say to ourselves, "I'm a busy mom and my child's doing fine. She's a good kid and listens to me most of the time. I really don't have time to give her personal attention, but she doesn't complain. I'm not hurting her, so she'll be okay." However, there are consequences for not proactively making time to give positive personal attention to your children. A study completed by the University of Iowa concluded that children whose parents fail to securely bond with their children experience resentful and defiant behavior in early childhood. The child's negative behavior, coupled with parental coercion, creates a negative cycle that increases the risk of a child's antisocial and disruptive behavior later in life. This is where lack of bonding plays a critical role in disciplining your children. Children who are well bonded with parental warmth, positive affection, responsiveness, especially from mothers, are more receptive to parental socialization messages and eager to embrace parental values and standards of conduct. In other words, mothers who give their children love, personal attention, and positive messages will experience less issues with discipline during childhood and later in life. This makes proactive one-on-one bonding with your children critical to their emotional and behavioral health. Proactive one-on-one bonding techniques can be simple yet effective. Here are 3 you can incorporate within your daily routine. Firstly, a mother can start with having wholehearted communication with her children. Now, what is the meaning of wholehearted communication? Okay, here are some things to keep in mind. Making eye contact. When your children speak with you, sit or kneel to come down to their level and see them eye to eye. It shows them respect for them as individuals. You are also modeling behavior expected of them. Using a gentle, calm tone will make you approachable and calm for your children. It's not just say, but how you say it. Model the tone you want your children to use when speaking with you. If you use a gentle, calm tone, they will mimic that approach. Now, a word about yelling. If a mom is constantly raising her voice or yelling, her children will respond accordingly. Unless you are yelling to stop your child from running into the street or touching a hot stove, it's not a good practice for positive parenting. Be gentle in your handling of a child's feelings, whether positive or negative. When we yell, we are bullying our children, trying to assert ourselves with force and egoism. Yelling also disrespects them and undermines their dignity as human beings. Parents who incessantly yell at their children are raising kids who may also yell as adults. Okay, and another thing to keep in mind are common courtesies. That is another vital part of wholehearted communication with your children. Common courtesies such as please and thank you are often overlooked when speaking with children. They should be spoken to with the same or more kindness and respect you would give an adult. Children are not property, and a parent should not speak to them disrespectfully in any case. Remember, children will mimic the behavior you present to them. A second technique you can use right away is praising positive behavior. You can do this by using positive statements often. This is one way that children gauge what behavior is acceptable or not acceptable. Praising positive behavior requires you pay specific attention to the good things your children do, then use positive statements to reinforce that behavior. Here's an example. When they wait without interrupting you while you do something, recognize that they are displaying patience. You can say, "My baby, thank you for waiting so patiently while mommy makes dinner. Let's sit down and color a page together." Rewarding positive behavior with your personal attention is a great way to reinforce that behavior. In a sense, you are paying it forward to the good things they do for you. You are teaching your child that it's good to give back when they are shown kindness as well. Once again, they will mimic the behavior they observe. When praising positive behavior, a mother must specifically name what the child did right. In this case, it was waiting patiently, so they learn that patience is good and will practice it more often. If you were to record everything you say to your children in one day, do you focus on criticism such as, "You're such a bad kid. Stop that. Why do you always misbehave? Don't you know how to listen? You just make a mess everywhere you go." Your parental language with your children should include positive statements such as, "You make mommy so happy. I love the way you try so hard to learn the alphabet. You're a great little helper to mommy. Your daddy will be so happy and proud when he sees how you picked up your toys. I love you and you make me so happy." Remember, these are statements your children will remember for life, so be mindful of what you say. Children will internalize your words and carry them through adulthood. It's important to note that most mothers believe all children are inherently good. Due to this belief, some mothers hold their children to higher standards than they would actually put on themselves. Remember, children are not robots. Sometimes they will feel like doing something, and sometimes they won't. They are little humans trying to figure out the world around them. Yes, children are inherently good, but it is up to the parent to nurture that inward goodness into outward behavior. A third technique you can use in your daily routine is including your child in household chores that you need to complete yourself. For example, washing and folding laundry is a common household task. Invite one of your children to help you. It's a practice for one-on-one proactive bonding. It's a teachable moment, so they not only learn to do it for themselves, but learn cooperation and teamwork. They can learn to sort laundry and fold. Of course, young children will not do it perfectly, but it's not perfection you're striving for. It's they're making their best effort to learn something new while spending time with mommy. Use the chore as a bonding technique by having a conversation with your child while you both are working on the laundry. Ask them, "How are you feeling today? What would you like to do after we finish the laundry?" Or something to spark a conversation. It's a great opportunity to get to know your child better. Yes, we are raising our children and think we know them inside out, but they are constantly evolving and maturing into their own person. What you knew about them when they were 2 years old is not totally who they are now at 5 years old. You can use this technique doing laundry with Samantha doing the dishes with little Johnny, or organizing the pantry with little Chris. If it's not too distracting for you, you may also engage a conversation with your children while you drive to run errands and they're sitting in the back seat. Ask them to be your little co-pilots and help you watch out for the blue cars, or count the red stop signs, or count how many people are walking down the street. The last step after the chore is done is to thank your child for helping you and let them know how well they did with a high five or a warm hug. Now that we've covered 3 techniques you can use right away in your daily routine, let's talk about 2 techniques you can use when you actually spend one-on-one time with your child. If you haven't noticed, children love to play with their parents. Sometimes they enjoy it better than playing with other children. Although it may seem simple, there are some tips that may make the process easier. First off, put the phone away. It is not good to have that precious playtime interrupted with text messages and social media posts. It doesn't matter how young the child is, your child will notice your mind is somewhere else. They are intelligent and will pick up if you'd rather be doing something else instead of spending the little one-on-one time you have with them. Just imagine your husband on his phone the whole time on the only date night you have once a month or every couple of months. That would be really disappointing. Devices take away from giving true personal attention. Okay, another thing we can do is bring out your inner child. Playtime, unbelievably, can be therapeutic for moms. It gives you an opportunity to mentally go back to a time when things were simpler and adult worries and responsibilities didn't exist. Fully engage yourself mentally and emotionally with your child. and leave everything behind for a few minutes. Children love it when you are silly. Let loose and make funny faces or imitate their favorite cartoon characters. They'll go nuts. Also, throw out the rule book. It's not about following the rules of the board game and calling out cheaters. It's about having fun. If your child wants to make up his own rules to make it more fun for him, it's okay, go with it. I was playing hide and seek with my 4-year-old daughter, and she wanted me to count to 5 while she hides. But she insisted that I know where she was hiding. I made the mistake of insisting she keep it a secret because that's how you play hide and seek. But what she wanted was the feeling of anticipation knowing I was going to find her. It seemed more exciting for her, so that's how we played it. And of course, when it was my turn to hide, she wanted to make sure she knew where I was. Now, secondly, the arts and crafts technique are a great way to bond with your child. Working on a project together teaches your child positive cooperation while bringing out their creativity side in both of you. You are working together to create something beautiful and unique, and once you're done, you have a memento you can keep for years to come. If you need arts and craft ideas, it's easy as doing a search on Google, Facebook, or Pinterest. The minimum supplies you need are any type of paper and crayons. It doesn't need to be a glue gun and glitter project. The important thing is that you create something together. Throughout the process, talk with your child and use positive statements, and remember to offer praises like, "You did a great job coloring that turkey. That's such a beautiful picture you painted. I love it." Your child will remember how you made special efforts to cherish your time together. Early childhood is a short moment in time. Your child will never be as dependent on you and your love more than any other time in their life than during these years. Cherish it and have fun.